Hello, everybody. What is up? My name is Rohan. I'm currently a third semester medical student at Ross University School of Medicine. And today I'm joined with my roommate and friend,
Joseph Stangler.
Joe Stangler. And he is the president of the new sanctioned Bootcamp Club. It is a newly made club this semester. They have had events before, but now it's a fully sanctioned club. They just won an award today. What was the award, Jim?
The award is the Club of the Semester for Health and Fitness, for health and wellness.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
And today we're just gonna be talking. I'm just gonna be asking Joe a couple questions about the Bootcamp Club, just so you all can get a idea of what it is. So show your support in the future. Joe, how does that sound with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get started. I got answers to all your questions.
Perfect. So Joe, what exactly is Bootcamp?
Boot camp is just a great way for students here at Ross University to get involved with their own health, with their classmates, getting out onto the field. We do twice weekly workouts outside with minimal equipment, boot camp style. So it's a lot of just body weight exercises, lots of movement, explosivity, agility, and just a lot of fun exercises too that you can do with your roommates, with your classmates, with maybe some people you don't know. We have other members join us from the community around here, and it's just a good way to get outside and to start sweating a little bit with some of your friends.
Yeah, Joe, you mentioned some exercises. What would you say are the staple bootcamp exercises that you would include in every workout or most of the workouts? Would it be like a push-up style, a squat style, running style, a little bit of everything maybe?
Basically, every boot camp we focus on the whole body as it works together. So we start with a warm up, kind of a dynamic warm up, and we try to incorporate, lower body stuff, which could include like lunges, squats. We do tire flips sometimes. Running is very also.
I love the running.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah. Running is an important part of what we do at boot camp. We try to get a good heart rate going at least, every time we meet. And then upper body, it could be push-ups. It could be, we have these big stone balls that we push around, which is a great for your shoulders, great shoulder exercise. And I would say there's not one particular workout that is staple, we do every single time. Each time we try to kind of hit all of the main groups.
Mix it up.
Yeah, and maybe on Tuesday or excuse me, maybe on Monday we do a little bit more legs. So I'll bounce it out on Wednesday, do a little bit more upper body.
That's right, that's right. I have had the privilege of participating in boot camp quite a handful of number of times. And Joe is the instructor, the leader of the boot camp workouts. And I would say he's a phenomenal leader, not to toot his own horn, but I would say he is great. Joe, I have just a couple basic questions for you. When exactly is boot camp held for the people who don't know?
Boot camp is held right behind me at the Coverly Field twice a week. Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 until 7:30 every week throughout the semester that we're here on the island. So,
That's right. And I can attest, the vibes are great. It's always an open environment. Everyone's always supportive, no matter what range of fitness level you are. I know when I first started going to boot camp, when I was first semester, I just started really practicing running. I was not an athletic person at all. I've come a long way because of boot camp, and I will say that you can too. Anyone can really come. It's a big variety of fitness levels and support.
Yeah,
That's what I will say.
yeah, the vibes are great. We have music. We get the big speaker out. We blast tunes. It's high fives. It's a lot of sweating.
It's
We
hype.
moving. Just a lot of good times. The
That's
vibes
right.
are good for sure.
So Joe, I have a question just about you. So
Oh, about me.
about yourself, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how long have you, Joe Stangler, been working out?
Oh wow, it's been a long time. I guess I'm 25 years old right now.
25 years young.
25. Yeah. I started back in high school. I guess eighth grade with cross country. That was my first kind of introduction to exercise. I played sports and stuff when I was a kid, but cross country was that first thing that got me into fitness. And I did that for 5, 6 years throughout high school. And once I got a little bit older, started lifting some weights. But running has always been kind of that thing I love to do. I still run to this day. It's been a long time, so about about 10 years, I would say. Mostly running, but I've incorporated a lot of other stuff since then and gone through different phases of strength versus running versus in the wintertime skiing and just different ways trying to every day, you know, find some way to make the body move because if the body doesn't move, then it just falls apart. So you got to keep those habits and build them when you're young and able to, right? Because you don't want to catch yourself like 30, 40 years old and now you got this big gut or whatever and you could have kept some good habits or built some good habits when you were younger. It's easier to stay on top of it than to have to kind of attack it retroactively.
That's a great sentiment, Joe. It really is about building, like you said, it's about building those habits. Really.
Yeah, building habits.
I want to hear more about that. Habits. But before we go more into that, where is Joe from? Where is Joe Singler from?
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota,
St. Cloud, Minnesota. Yeah.
Amazing.
Shout out St. Cloud.
Amazing, Minnesota. Tell me more. What got you wanting to start leading boot camp? Did it have something to do with that idea you were telling us about earlier? About how you want to put your best foot forward and always make a change in your own life, and maybe you could do that in others.
The reason I wanted to start boot camp is a pretty simple reason. There was a super cute girl in it. But basically, I just got wind of the idea of boot camp when I was in my first semester here, and I checked it out, and I liked what they were doing. It, like we said earlier, the vibes were good, and it was a good way to connect with upper semester students to hear a bit about what they're going through and kind of break down the barrier of like upper semester, lower semester. You just work out together and those barriers dissolve. And I made a lot of friends right away. And then so it goes, with the guy who was leading it, graduated, he finished his 5th semester and he left the island. So they were in need of somebody to take the reins, and that was where I decided I think I could do it, and that's basically why I started doing it. Yeah.
So Joe, we had just talked about how this was a newly sanctioned club. It was a thing people did in the past, but now it's like a fully sanctioned club. What was the process like doing that?
Yeah, well, it was a fairly straightforward process. Boot camp has had its roots for a long time. They've been doing it ever since Ross was in the Dominica, and they've been doing it for I don't know. So how many years is that? Like maybe 4 years. And there's always been different leaders who have came and led the workouts, and to my surprise, they never got it sanctioned as a club to receive funding from the school, from the SGA, the government. And all I really had to do was ask nicely and fill out a little bit of paperwork and provide, evidence that people actually show up and it's beneficial to people. And they were pretty good about helping boot camp out with, becoming a student government associated club. Yeah.
I will say there has been a huge turnout this semester and at the end of last semester with boot camp. A huge turnout.
For sure. We've
Well,
gotten between 20 to 30, sometimes even more. I think our first workout of the semester had like 50 people.
50 people?
Yeah.
I'll see if I have footage of that.
Maybe. Yeah. And that number, at the beginning of the semester, it's high. People got the good energy. They're ready to go. And the number slowly kind of dwindles down a little bit as the semester drags on. But we hold true right about 20 to 30 people. Yeah, pretty much every class.
That is no small feat. 20 to 30 medical students attending a club events when there's a lot of studying to be done.
Yeah,
that shows the power and the effectiveness of the boot camp club. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I bet that boot camp as a club gets more people to attend its events than any other club.
Wow.
That's what I would guess, just given the fact that we have 2 events every single week and, like I said, 20 to 30 people each time. It's probably up there for one of the most attended clubs at Ross.
Going back to how it was sanctioned as a club, were there any major difficulties with doing that? Was there any doubts, maybe any barriers holding you back, or was it mainly very straightforward, easy process?
It was pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty easy. The only thing that was maybe a little bit difficult was finding other people to help on the board, because most clubs, they have a president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, all these things to kind of help assist and make the thing run smoothly. But we just got me and Josh, and so Josh is not here right now, but he's the
He will be.
vice president. He
I'll see
helps
if I
out a
can
lot.
include this video.
Yeah, and so just the thought of like, oh man, we don't have all these e-boards and whatever, and we don't have a whole lot of funds to start off with, but basically we just decided like, to hell with it. We're good anyways. We just do what we got to do, and we'll just do what we got to do and get the club rolling and build it. Start building it now. So.
That's right. That's right. Wow, that's a great sentiment. That's a great sentiment. I think a lot can be learned here from a president of a major club at Ross. A lot can be learned. It's a new, but also I would say probably the most improved club of the semester. That's what I will say. But I'm not going to toot Bootcamp's horn too much longer. My final question to you, Joe. What are your goals for Bootcamp? If you could accomplish anything, what would you want it to be with Bootcamp?
Yeah, the goals of Bootcamp have always been kind of written. They've already been established, and that is to keep the medical students here, engaged in their own health, because sadly, a lot of medical students end up being some of the least healthy people. When you consider the fact that we're sitting around, spending most of our days studying on, looking at computers, kind of bent over, looking at a screen, not taking care of our nutrition, drinking probably too much caffeine, and all of these things kind of contribute to a lower quality of health. And so Bootcamp is one thing that you can do to kind of boost that, keep yourself in check, and making sure that you're not coming out of this medical school experience unhealthy and unhappy, because then what good are you as a doctor? What good are you for your patients if you don't even have the habits within yourself to keep yourself healthy? So the goal is just to keep our student population at Ross here healthy and just informed, and
empowered, maybe.
Yeah, it's good to empower those students here at Ross to take charge of their own health, basically.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a great sentiment. Those are all the questions I have for you, Joe. Is there anything you would like to add at the end? I know we kind of went over most of it, but is there anything at all that you would like to add for the people?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, if you're watching this video and you're coming to Ross in the near future, or hopefully in the long future, to consider Bootcamp to be one of your staple non-negotiables, because
that's right.
When you come to Ross, you'll be traveling to a new foreign land, probably somewhere you've never been before. Maybe you haven't even left the country, so you haven't left your home country. So coming here, there's a lot of changes and a lot of things that kind of may shake you at the beginning. So if you can do something that just for yourself twice a week, that keeps you fit, that keeps you mentally charged, and keeps you from just kind of falling apart, that's going to be really beneficial to you. It was beneficial to me, and it is to a lot of the students here.
I will say it's definitely beneficial to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Stengler, Joe Stengler.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and stay tuned for more.
See ya.